I guess I got to ask Nomeva, you speak so much about what Chief and Shannon are doing, how well they know you, how they communicate with you as a fighter, and this possibly being the ideal time. I don't want to make something where there's nothing and start, starting fires for you. But your relationship with Sean Smith, was it when you decided to make that decision? Was there any strain there? Was the relationship becoming very difficult, or maybe did you feel like he didn't understand who Nomeva was anymore?
Not that there's anything that not that there's anything that was wrong with any other trainers, because I went to them, and I believe that they will be good for me, But at the end of the day, they were not the same, They were all not the same. They will never be the same,
Yeah.
Just like Chief, So with Sean, he's a very good trainer. He trains like every boxer with confidence, and obviously he's always there and doing a great job. But the problem is that we're just different, as boxers, we are just different. And I think every trainer have kind of boxing that they understand, or obviously boxers that they understand. And I'm one of the boxers that are not being easy to be understood by any trainer, So I think and believe that Chief suits me better in my boxing. I'm not one of the skillful boxers in the country, and I'm just one of the great and big boxers, But when it comes to skill and everything, I'm a very awkwardish boxer compared to most of the boxers, And the only thing that that helps me is that I have experience now, and I know how to take myself out of trouble when it has to be, So and Chief understands how to make me be like great in that way, So we didn't have problems with Sean, with Colin even also, but it was time. When I left Colin, it was just time I had to leave, because things are not just going well. When we're just not going well, especially for me in person, So I needed to excuse myself, because they were large,
Yeah.
I was not getting along with Colin Club. Colin was still working hand in hand with Colin Clubs. So that's the reason why I left Colin. Otherwise, me and Colin, we were fine. We worked good. I believe that he was not bad at all in terms of understanding me, But he was not like Chief, So the reason why I left Colin is only because of Colin Gloves, And for Sean, it's after I got my first loss, things changed a bit, And obviously, when you need to have someone, you need to be with someone who believes in you more than someone who's going to be your friend, or more than someone who's going to be the trainer or the manager or whatsoever. You need someone who thinks you can do it. You need someone who thinks you are good, you can go to the world,
Yeah.
And it was not like how I expected to be, And I can sense things. I'm 30 years old now, and I believe I was already old. So with the second loss, I believe that he did not think I'm gonna make it again, in boxing. And he did not say it, but you can see.
Yeah. Look, obviously you going back to Chief is a massive move. He brought you so much success early on in your career. WBF belt, SA Boxer of the Year in 2016. And also we spoke about the PBL that you won and were meant to receive the 1 million rand for. So your guys coming together makes a lot of sense. With maybe just a quick word on Bison, because I don't want to do him a disservice. He was in there with one of the best for 9 rounds. The stoppage was contested on social networks. Some people thought the stoppage was unfair. He thought it was unfair. I don't know what your thoughts are. For me, it seemed as if though there was still a bit of fight left in him. I didn't see as if he was unable to continue going on. Just in a few words, Nomeva, what are your thoughts on the stoppage against Bison?
No, Bison is right. He's got every right. He's a boxer, obviously. He was in the ring and he feels, obviously, understand the situation he was in. The referee did not stop the fight early because of whatever he was looking at, because the boxer was getting a punishment, and there was still like 1 minute 20 seconds left to the fight, to the round to finish, and I had already seen that he's out. Even if the ref did not stop the fight, he was gonna stop it after 10 seconds or more, and the boxer was gonna be hurt more than that. And obviously after the referee stopped the fight, Bison was fine and jumping and saying that he was robbed a fight. But look at what was happening in the fight. He was losing every round with not even 1 point. I believe that even the round that I knocked him down, it was all the rounds were 10-8, 10-8 without a knockdown, because I was only controlling the fight and I was winning the fight alone. So even if the stoppage did not happen, even if the referee did not fight, he was going to fight. But he was getting too much danger now because he was pushing for a knockout and he was going to fall again and again and again, because I was expecting that kind of fight from him, to come jump at me, and I was aiming and making sure that I'm going to count and he's going to go down. Already felt like twice in the fight, So it was now a matter of, and after when that referee stopped the fight, I'd already seen that he's out. And you can see the way I was throwing blows then. It's not the same as I was doing in the first 6 or 7 rounds, because now I knew he was out. And I knew that, and if you can notice in the fight, I had changed the way of throwing my punches. I was throwing my punches right behind the ear, and obviously making sure that he's not going to be okay. I wanted to make sure that every blow that I punch is going to wobble and wobble and wobble the whole round. Eventually, I was going to knock him. And the problem is that if that thing had gone, because I was standing, even when the referee stopped the fight, I was not punching, because I was looking carefully for another position to land another punch, and the referee stopped the fight. And I had seen the referee when he's coming to stop the fight, because I knew exactly that the fight's going to be like that, and the entire minute. So I believe that if the referee did not stop the fight, then the boy was going to be in danger, because the problem was that he was going to get a lot of punishment, and the 1 minute 20 seconds was still very long.
I will say this. So
if that referee had stopped the fight like that, and we had maybe 10 or less than 10 seconds to the round, then I was going to say it was a bit premature. But because it was still 1 minute 20 seconds, and the boxer was going to get more punishment, and he was maybe going to end up getting knocked out cold and not being able to wake up or see the next thing that's going to happen in that.
And that's ultimately the job of the referee, is to protect the fighters in that moment. You guys were obviously in the ring, so you were probably seeing what we weren't seeing. I was waiting for him to completely wilt, maybe take a knee and then have the ref stop the fight, or maybe stop moving entirely. But it seemed as if, though, from those of us who were watching on TV and in various places, that he was still active. But I hear your position, and I have to agree with you, because you were the man who was inside the ring. A few more questions, Nomeva, that I have for you, and then we can wrap it up there. Firstly, I was recently watching the Devin Haney fights again. I watched a couple of your fights in America again. I just kind of went back and just to remind myself of what Nomeva is capable of. The Devin Haney fight didn't go your way, but I think the lesson that was learned on that day is you should be in the ring with that caliber fighter. I think the thinking going into that Devin Haney fight was that you were just a stepping stone for him to bigger things. But ultimately, that fight was a little bit more competitive, despite you losing, be it unanimous decision. It was a competitive fight throughout. I guess my question then for you is, when you spoke to Chief, you got on the phone line with him, you've now opened your new gym. What are your aspirations for the next part of your career, assuming that at 30 years old, you start to enter phase 2 or chapter 2 of your boxing career? What are your plans going forward?
Okay, fine. Firstly, I must just go to my fights in America, and especially the Devin Haney fight. Devin Haney is a WBC champion at the moment, and took the fight knowing exactly that he's a very superstar coming up in boxing. But because I believed in myself a lot, and I knew I was gonna beat him, and I knew he was good, but I believed in myself a lot. So unfortunately, the fight was not on my side. I didn't win the fight. I lost the fight, and I believe that I performed a lot in that fight, And I saw that Devin Haney or any other boxers in that division, or those boxers that are in Devin Haney's level, they're not a threat. I just need to make sure that I work a little bit more. But now, after this fight, I don't want to. I can never be. I don't want to be in a space where I want to call or say, this is what I want, this is the fight that I need. I just need to be active again, get another fight, train with my team, have time with my team and train and check some of the mistakes that we did in the last fight, and obviously that we did not see in the last fight, obviously that we've been working on, and obviously there's a lot that we need to also work on and focus on in terms of trying to rebuild Nomeva as a full boxer,
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day now, with my experience, I have to be able to do everything, box, fight when I have to, and even run when I have to, even hold when I have to, So I need to work on some of this, and obviously now what I'm focusing on is that I need to get another fight similar to the same person in Bayani fight. I don't want too much pressure at the moment, because obviously I still have a bit of a time before I can stop boxing if I'm not taking too much punishment, So what's in my mind now is that if I'm getting another fight to be active and getting more time to train, I believe that after 1 or 2 fights like that, I'll be able to obviously go back to international scene and fight big fights. And like now, while we're talking, Devin Haney's father was watching my fight.
Wow.
And he sent a message saying that, congratulations, fight. I can help you get back to the world ratings.
Wow.
It is something that I'm grateful of, Because at the end of the day, even him, David Haney's father, he knows one of the good boxers,
Yeah, for sure.
And even though I lost, So it's something that is great. Even though I was talking to him, I said, no, thank you. And I would love to obviously go back to the big fights.
Of course.
In mostly and get back my ratings. I used to rate number 2 in WBA. Things have changed. I don't know where I'm rated.
Yeah, we've heard it quite a few times, Nomeva. A happy boxer is a good boxer, and I think in any industry, really, the happier you are, the better you perform.
Yeah.
Listen, I have a few more questions for you here, but what we're going to do is we're going to make them rapid fire questions. So I'll ask you a question, and in as few words as possible, maybe in a couple of words, you give me your thoughts or your feelings on what I've asked you. Yeah, sound good? From all the female celebrity, I want to call them boxers that you train. There's Connie Ferguson, Bridget Masinga. I know Pearl Tusi as well was with you at some stage. Who do you think has the best hands or the better chance of potentially going professional?
It's Pearl Tusi.
Pearl Tusi. Queen Sona herself. All right, that's an interesting one. Let's talk about also another question here. What are your thoughts on TLB Promotions CEO Joyce Kongwane?
She's doing great. And obviously, I believe she's in the right track of growing the promotion company into the big stages. And I believe with the support, she's going to be good.
International title fights? Do you want to retire or rather do you see the next phase of your career with an international belt again? Is that one of the aspirations?
Obviously, I want to get another international title. And I don't even want to go WF. I want one of those.
WBC,
WBC,
yeah.
WBA, WBO.
Yeah, one of the big ones. Next question. The lightweight division right now, Nomeva, is probably the hottest division at the moment. There's the four horsemen, one of which you already fought, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez. There's Ryan Garcia as well in that mix, Tank Davis as well. If you could choose any one of those four, or maybe somebody else at this moment for you who would be a dream fight, who would that be and why?
You know what? I'm going to say a dream fight for me will be fighting, what is this guy? Obviously, Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, Teofimo Lopez.
Teofimo.
Because he's got every title except the WBC. I fought Devin Haney, and then Lopez is the next big fight. Because the fight that I was thinking that it will be a good fight and obviously a great fight for me and even to compete was Davis Tank. But I don't know if he's going to prison or not for whatever had happened.
Yeah.
So because of the height and my height, I believe that I stand a very big chance of being able to box.
That's an interesting one. I mean, is he scary?
Yeah, the biggest fight is it's Lopez.
Lopez, biggest fight for you. He has all the belts at the moment. You want another belt, so that fight makes absolute sense. Listen, Nomeva, you're still a champion, man. Thank you so much for coming on and talking to me so openly as you have. Really appreciate your time. I know that the future for you is bright. You're one of the best that we have, and you're just 30 years old. It seems old if you think about it in relation to sport, but everywhere else, 30 is just the start of things. So I think this is the start of Nomeva 2.0, and I do think we'll see you international again sometime soon. And I, for one, can't wait. Just answer my calls when you're in America. I know the time zones are different, but don't be that guy, Nomeva. Now you're there, it's +1, whatever the international code is, and we can't get hold of you anymore.
Yeah, and Nomeva might go to America anytime, you know. I've got so many people, I've got so many promises, I've got so many calls, and I believe that if I get the one that I think it's right and believe it's right, I'll take it and go.
Absolutely. That's where you should be. My brother, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for listening and watching. Don't forget to get in the comment sections and talk amongst yourselves. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. We appreciate it all. Thank you. Cheers.